And here we see the dromedary camel, which, unlike the Bactrians, has only one hump, and they're just a single species. There is no free-roaming wild population of the dromedary camel, except for one free-roaming population in Australia. But camels are well known for their ability to go for days without water because they don't sweat as easily. They have specialized feet that are perfect to keep them from sinking in the sand, and whenever sandstorms hit, they have long eyelashes and they can close their nostrils, which helps to keep the sand out of their eyes and nose. Whoa, guess what day it is? Hump Day! Because these are Bactrian camels, native to Central Asia. The domestic camels and wild camels are actually two separate species. Domestic Bactrian camels were bred, obviously, as pack animals and riding animals, but also for their milk. They have extra thick fur, thicker than those of dromedaries, to protect themselves from the cold of the Gobi Desert. Contrary to popular belief, a camel's hump actually holds fat, not water.
The first one up here, that is June. June is the furthest along in her shedding of her fur. This molting process occurs during the spring. They're native to the Gobi Desert, and that climate is a little bit similar to our climate here in Ohio. It gets really
Up ahead, we see some llamas, relatives of camels but without the humps. Llamas are descended from a wild species of camelid known as the guanaco, and they were originally bred to be pack animals, but not riding animals. Llamas are inherently nose breathers, so sometimes they have to sneeze in order to be able to breathe properly. Here we see yet another domestic camelid, in this case the alpaca, descended from the vicuña. Unlike llamas, alpacas were not bred to be pack animals, but were instead bred for their wool. But then again, their wild ancestors, the vicuña, were also hunted for their wool, which was only allowed to be worn by the Inca emperors. Anyone else caught wearing alpaca wool was put to death. Yep, here we see an alpaca. Alpaca are a species of domestic camelid that are descended from a wild camelid called the vicuña. Unlike llamas, which were bred as pack animals, alpacas were initially bred for their wool. Even their wild ancestors, the vicuña, were hunted for their wool, except the vicuña were not killed, but were rather captured and then released. And clothes made from the wool of an alpaca were only to be worn by the Incan emperor. And contrary to popular belief, alpacas are actually not aggressive at all. In fact, if anything, they're very docile and inquisitive. Oh, and no alpacas roam freely in the wild.